Hello and welcome. Today is Sunday, second day of March 2014. My name is Derek and welcome to the silver chart analysis video, 3 different time frames. Let's get started. The last video I was talking about this down move that occurred, which was now in a correctionary phase. 2 straight days on Thursday, Friday, stand within it, pretty much going sideways. Then the test hasn't completed yet. 4, when you're in a situation of trying to reverse trend, which is what it's doing, you break resistance, you establish new resistance on the uptrend, come back, find a level of support, and then take out the high. Those are the steps I'm looking for the bull market to come into play. So 2 of the 3 steps has been there. Anything in this area here, about 20.75 to now 21.75, will merely be part of the correctionary move of here. And basically what that means is if it holds and stays below the low 20s for a decent amount of time, then I'm going to be liking the odds that the run-up in February was a failed move. And then again, breaking this resistance, I'll be stating, okay, finally, we're now in a bull market again on the daily time frame, something that it really hasn't had much of in the last 3 years. So that's going to be the situation there. I'll update that more as the days go on. Second time frame, the 2-week chart. Each one of these candles representing 2 weeks. And within it, you can see how large these 2 Fibonacci points have been, roughly at 34 and 26 3/4. Anything above here, price action is bullish. Anything within this is neutral. Anything below here is bearish. So right now, it's still in a bearish run. It's got a long ways to go to break the trend. But here you have the situation. There's the failed move, fast move. And it's still in that same fast move downtrend. So to break it, you need to get above this 18 average band, establish resistance. The most ideal place would be at 26.75 area. And then as you do that, the 18 average band would start to rise. And ideally, you'd want to come back to the band and then take out resistance and then at least move this for the time being into neutral phase, working on making it bullish once again. And if this level supports in here, the low 18s, that'll be key if it does end up going down towards that, because if it does, then you'd be talking about testing new lows, which would be in the $16, $14 area. Don't think that's going to happen, but you never know, as these markets have been known for being manipulated, and the manipulators are maybe still able to do what they're doing. You hear a lot about the suicides going on within JP Morgan. I guess Webbot was talking about this to occur. All I'm going to say right now is I find that very interesting, like they know something. That's all I'm going to say about that point there. Final chart will be the 117-day chart, which takes us back to 1968. And you had the move from $1.25 up to 50 that occurred in a little less than 1 decade. You can say all you want about the Hunt brothers quote-unquote cornering the market, but they knew something. And they felt that getting into physical silver was a smart idea because of A, the price being so undervalued, and B, because it's real tangible assets. The dollar is kind of fragile, but it survived even another 35 years since that point. But anyway, the thing about game theory is, if I were to give advice to anyone in games, game theory that is, I would state, in order to win, maximize your strengths, minimize your weaknesses, and then identify your opponent's strengths and weaknesses, and then exploit their weaknesses to the best of your ability while minimizing their strengths to the best of your ability. And the game in here, the Hunt brothers' weakness was they played the leverage game, which is exactly what they exploited, which is why the price action went from 50 all the way down to about 4, losing over 90% in just a couple of years. As we move on to the current look within this, you can see that it did find support at the second fib line, which means everything below here is bearish, everything in here is neutral, everything above here is bullish. So technically, still bullish because it's above this line. And when we take a look at it, we can see it resisted this area fairly nicely and tested this level. What would be ideal, I would say, is you come to this resistance, come back to the band, there's your check mark. And I've said this so many times, I'm saying it again, break resistance. Let's adjust the Fibonacci lines now, because the Fibonacci lines is from this $1.25 low and the $50 high. So let's keep this high as the same and now adjust it to this low in here. Bring the same chart in, but different lines. Perfect. Support has been found at the 61.8% mark. So from here to here, anything above 1876 is bullish, which is what the case is right now in a correctionary phase. For you got up to this point, resistance level that is, come back to the band, break resistance in here. There's a break, nice move. So it had one leg higher from that point. Again, back to that level, come back here. We'd expect a break of this resistance, and what's the high? Well, time would only tell on that. But that will be it for today's video. I thank you for tuning in and have yourself a magnificent week. Bye-bye.